Well, since Cambridge, I've had the opportunity to use co-hosting on many occasions because running the Renovate Europe campaign as I do and being Secretary General of an industry association, we are forever negotiating, for example, position papers. And recently, with the issuing by the European Commission of the winter package of legislation, I've had that opportunity to sit with a diverse group of my members, delegates, some of them new, so not used to the culture of the association. And I've been able to use the skills that I learned in Cambridge to moderate and to palliate differences between newcomers, existing members, and so on. So I have found that the co-hosting process has strengthened my role as Secretary General, and I find that I come back to it almost unconsciously, in fact. I don't set out in a meeting to do a co-hosting role, but I find that it's there, it's kind of embedded in my mind, and then when the occasion arises, I can roll out those skills that I learned at the time. I recall a major conference where I was asked to be a roundtable host, but in the classic sense of guiding down through set questions, coming up with set answers. And I remembered the co-hosting work, and I realized that one of the people at the table hadn't said a word with 3 or 4 minutes to go. And I asked him to be part of the conversation so his voice would be heard. And it turned out that his voice was the most valuable in the group. And I would have missed that without the co-hosting experience. So I'm fortunate. I think I've been able to use the skills I learned on many occasions, as I say, almost subconsciously, not intending to use them. Well, I hope the impact is that they are coming forward with ideas and with inputs that they wouldn't have otherwise come forward with, but that they don't feel like it's being pulled out of them. Like a traditional moderator will often be insistent and will come and try and force you. And I think with a co-hosting, we don't force, we just facilitate. So I hope that they've kind of unconsciously contributed their ideas or more readily contributed them than otherwise would have happened.
What I learned and was that, first of all, we need to listen more, and we need to build trust. And this was one of the key things that I learned in Cambridge. Before that, I was doing this unconsciously, as you said. We had 10 workshops during the Build Upon project. I didn't know all these techniques of collaboration. It just magically happened. At the beginning, it was very hard because people didn't trust each other, and they used only to express frustrations, focused on the issues and not on the solutions. They were not very collaborative. They were just attack each other. And at the end of the process, what we realized that building this trust changed the situation, and they were much more open, much more enthusiastic of doing things together, of changing things together, because they understood by listening that actually they have the same problems and they are looking at the same solutions. So why not doing it together instead of separately and thinking that they are just alone? They are not alone. And we learned this during this month. I think was such great experience to see that things can magically happen when you think that you have very small chances.